So I put it on TikTok asking for fights to break down from my followers. And on the left, we've got Manu the Great, who's a Street Beef competitor. You know, Francis Ngannou's a free agent now. Will he make the move to Street Beefs? Who knows? So this is a Street Beefs title fight, breaking down Manu the Great's fight on the left. Let's get into it. I remember watching Street Beefs ages ago, starting and just being like, what is this? And it's blowing up so massively. Okay, so his opponent there, they're both southpaw. He opens up with a kick into a spinning kick, and Manu the Great closes distance. Not the best head position to close distance. See how it was kind of turned away and on his chest. Goes for a snatch down and he gets taken down. But here we see a really nice re-guard there. The guy was well into side control, and he re-guards, pushes, gets a little bit of a knee shield, and re-guards. From here, I'll have to stand up with a technical lift from there. I would have tried to technical lift before he got the chance to come round to the back, using the fence there. And then that's a risky way to get out the back, but it works. It works really well if you time it right, getting that hand in. You know, the risk is someone really skilled that put that triangle on from the back if they've got the right timing, but it's good if you manage to get that escape. Now we've got your opponent looking for this leg lock, making the sankaku, the triangle on the outside. Generally, you know, you're doing a good job here, keeping that foot flat to the floor. Generally, if someone's attacking a leg lock, you want to get your foot flat to the floor. There he moves it across into a more traditional 50-50. This is where it can get risky with that heel exposure for the inside heel hook. The inside heel hook being very risky. Puts pressure laterally on the knee here, and he's kind of more into an inside sankaku. And that's a good job using your other leg to break the grip there. The only danger is if someone switches to that other leg. There's kind of that inside heel hook threat. Good job fighting the hands and posturing up. When you can't fight the hands anymore, using that other foot to fight it. Nice solid defense. It's a bit risky with these long spats on, these long compression garments. They make it very grippy if you're fighting a leg locker. When I fought a leg locker once, someone with some foot locks and leg locks on his record and would clean up with leg locks in jiu-jitsu competitions, I wore the smallest, tightest pink shorts possible. And I got as sweaty as I could during that warm-up. So round two, you know, I was on the defense of that round, but it was a decent approach coming inside. I don't like how that right overhook's quite high at the minute. You know, on his left underhook, it can kind of shut you down. I would want to get that right underhook up there, right overhook even, dig it down and clamp his elbow in. Which you're doing now, that's good. Yeah, that's a much better position. See how we've clamped his underhook down, looking for a knee tap. Kind of have to be a bit like shook and pull him off the cage and then knee tap him into the open. Nice little wrist ride here from the standing position and getting the head round the back. You could have kept the head inside and threw some punches from there, but you know, if you can take the back, why not? Good ride on the Granby roll. Some people, they get a bit caught up when someone Granby rolls. They don't know whether to hold on or let go. They either give them space or they don't follow him properly. But that was good. Following him around with the Granby roll into a kind of front headlock scarf hold position. Sometimes that's a good idea to jump back into half guard, but it's risky there when he's got the underhook. You know, generally in half guard it's that underhook battle, and he's managing to reach around and go for that little wrist ride from the bottom. Generally, that wrist ride from the bottom, it's you know, people can use it to sweep, and it's very difficult. Right now with the orientation to the fence, it's going to be tricky for him to sweep you. See, like that. And good posture to get that arm out. Good work, you know, crushing his head to the fence. When you've got someone who's more jiu-jitsu orientated, you can crush him to the fence. Head's a bit low, but you climb that other arm in to prevent the triangle and keep head on level with his head. You don't want your head going towards his hips, getting stuck in that halfway position, looking for some strikes. What I would love to do here is almost hit like a kettlebell swing into his hips, stand up. There's a slight chance of an upkick as you do it, but hit that kettlebell swing into his hips, like pop the hips up, and then you've got posture to strike down, you stack them. Might take the back off that. Now, third round, a lot of energy being used in these grappling exchanges, and he looks for that kick again. Best bet is to circle away from the kick as it's coming, looking for that counter shot, feinting off the fence. And nice getting into that pummeling in with that left underhook coming inside. Good balance as he tries to step around. Probably look to get that head position in there. And now you're clamping that underhook of his. See how powerful that is when you clamp that underhook. Get their elbow glued into their ribs. Really nice. Good mount here. I probably want the hips a bit lower to prevent that bridging off. But good decision to not let him turn it all the way to your back. And that's a good time for a head and arm throw. And, you know, as someone's getting up, they don't have the best balance. But hitting that throw, which is normally a bit risky as they're standing up, you can leverage your weight on them a bit more powerfully. Nice little hand trap. You just have to be careful of them taking the back from here, using that headlock position. Wrists are getting tied up. I don't know if the rules allow it, but there was a good opportunity for an elbow there. Really, I don't know if the rules allow it. But again, back to this nice ground and pound position where you're gluing their head into the fence, pushing them in. Just got to watch out for that triangle. Whenever you're throwing those strikes, it opens up the triangle. You can get the posture and help you break out. It's risky moments here as he's looking for that underhook. Probably keeping that elbow back. And that's the end of the round. So I think we're going into championship rounds here, from what I understand. So, round 4. I love a good championship round that really tests who's ready. Don't like the straight back footwork, but you know, you've used it to get into the takedown sometimes. Little feints. He hits a side kick. He's looked tricky with his kicks. It's that trailing leg, little hip feint. I like a little hip feint, whether you're going forward or back. Nice body kick. And I like how you looked high with it first, and then put it in. Nice straight shot down his hooking shot, entering in here. Good high underhooks. This is where you're like shucking round to the back. I want you to get your hips in a bit more, and then you can shuck them round. Yeah, nice. You can weave that head through. And this is where you're looking for what they call kazushi, off-balancing someone. Because you don't want to just hold on, you want to attack their feet with sweeps, look to off-balance them. And there. Now, I think this fight is finished because this guy claims his eyes scratched. I don't know him personally. I didn't see any kind of eye pokes or anything. It could have just been that he's a bit fatigued. You get the belt, calling for the rematch here, which I think, yeah, get that rematch going. So my homework, I would say, is when you're on the mount, grapevine, get those hips down to counter that bridge. In the clinch, just focus on getting their underhook clamped to their ribs a bit quicker. And on the feet, just look to circle off a bit before you hit the fence, especially if they're going spinning strikes. You can circle outside of the spinning strikes. But yeah, nice gutsy performance, some good ground and pound, and a few nice little trips.